Are you trying to combine fry and false chord screams to create hybrid screams? In a lot of ways, hybrid screams really are the best of both worlds, but that doesn't mean it's the perfect scream, because every technique has its strengths and weaknesses, and depending on what you're going for, a hybrid scream might not exactly be what you need. So let's break down the real pros and cons of hybrid screaming. Let's first jump into the cons. So con number one, it's not great for going ultra low. And this one might surprise you because you can hit a medium low range with the hybrid. But if you're trying to go really low, there are better options. And here's the thing, it's not actually the fry part of a hybrid that holds you back, it's the false chord part. Good false chord distortion tends to sit in a pretty nasal area, which helps with compression and air efficiency. But it comes at the cost of pitch, because if you want to go lower, you need a technique that sits more in the bottom of your throat. For example, something like what I call a lower place chest fry can get you down there. Or if you try something called an arytenoid scream, you can go as low as this. Con number two, it's not great for going super high either. So you might be thinking, well, if you can't go low, it must be able to go super high, right? Well, not as high as some other techniques. Here's why. When you add false chords to your fry, those false chord vibrations are slower, which means that they introduce lower frequencies into the sound. And if your goal is you're trying to get as high as possible, those extra frequencies really work against you. Instead, you want a thin tone. And in that case, I'd recommend dropping the false chords entirely and either going with a head fry scream or something called a whistle register fry. Okay, so con number three. It's not the best for gritty singing either. So for most styles of gritty singing, a hybrid isn't really the go-to. It's not impossible, but getting your false chords to flap in that traditionally crunchy way, while singing at different registers is genuinely pretty tricky. There are a couple of exceptions though. If you're going for that AC/DC bird squawking kind of grit, that's technically your false chords, and you can blend that with fry. Yeah, back in black. Also, if you're trying to go for that Metallica type of grit where he has more of a buzzy quality to it, yeah, oh yeah, then that can work with fry too, because that buzzing sound is technically your false chords. Oh yeah, and I'm combining it with my fry, oh yeah. But honestly, most of you watching this are probably going for more of a Linkin Park style of gritty singing. And for that, I'd actually recommend using something called mixed voice fry for that. No! All right, so con number four. Information about it is really hard to find. So this is a genuine problem. There are a few reasons why it's difficult to find information on hybrid screams at all. And a lot of this is because, a lot of people don't even know that hybrid screaming is possible, and many screamers who are doing it don't realize it. They think that they're either doing a pure false chord or a pure fry. And most advice you'll find online basically amounts to just practice and eventually hybrids will click, which isn't super helpful. So to actually pull this off, you need to develop both the ear training and body awareness to recognize when you're combining the two techniques. And that starts with knowing what fry and false chords feel like individually. Okay, so I know that felt like a lot of trash talking hybrids, but the truth is I genuinely love them. So now let's get into what makes them so great with the pros. So pro number one, they are louder than pure fry screams. So fry screams can definitely be loud, but in a live setting, you want to get every bit of volume you can get. And a hybrid scream is definitely louder than a pure fry by, I would say, 20 to 30%. And on top of that, there are a lot of higher overtones in the sound of a hybrid that helps you cut through the mix. Compare that to something like a lower chest fry or an arytenoid scream. Those sit in a very dark tone and they tend to get buried. But a hybrid scream, that cuts through the mix easily. So pro number two, they're fuller than pure false chord screams. So pure false chords, in my opinion, can sound a little flat on their own. They're great for black metal or gravelly talking, but the distortion itself can feel one-dimensional. And you're basically getting all bass frequencies when you do a pure false chord scream. Kind of like hearing only a bass player. But when you add fry on top of the false chords, then you're bringing in a lot more treble, and suddenly it's like guitar and bass are playing together. Therefore, it's a much fuller, more interesting sound. So as an example, here's me doing pure false chords. And now here's the same thing with a little bit more fry distortion added in. And you can hear how much more complete that sounds. So pro number 3. You can hold it out way longer than a pure false chord scream. So one of the most common complaints about pure false chord screams is people running out of air. Now, a lot of that comes down to technique, because most people don't realize they're losing air because their throat is too open when they're doing a false chord scream. But when you are doing a hybrid scream, this problem just automatically gets fixed. And the reason why is because when you add fry, you're closing your vocal cords behind your false chords. And that closure is what creates that sputtering distortion of fry. And it also seals off the hole that you normally lose all of that air through. So you naturally get more endurance and more breath just by combining false chords with fry. I can hold this out for a very long time. Okay, pro number 4. Hybrid screams have a really modern, tough, angry mid-range sound. So every technique has its advantages. Some are built for going high, some are built for going low, some work better for singing with grit, and there's no perfect scream. But for mid-range, hybrids are hard to beat. And in my personal opinion, they're my favorite. The combination of fry and false chords creates this full, loud, barky, aggressive tone that just cuts through a mix. It's tough, it's modern, and that's why I keep coming back to it. Say 1, 2, 3. Compared to if I did other screams as mids, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. I personally like hybrids. 1, 2, 3. So that's the breakdown on the pros and cons of hybrid screams. If you want to go deeper on any of this, whether it's hybrid screaming, fry, or false chords, I've got a free training video linked in the description that goes way more in depth. It'll also show you how to book a free call with me or my team to find out if coaching is a good fit for you. Spots are limited, so if you're interested, click the link in the description and I'll see you there.